Come explore and eat with me in Tokyo, the world's largest metropolis. I have made it to Tokyo and boy was it a long day. My flight from Manila to Narita was at 6 a.m. so I was already up by like 2 a.m. and by the time I arrived Narita, after a 1 hour delay, it was already 12:30 p.m. So when I got out, the first thing I highly recommend doing is to go down one level to the train level area, and there you'll find a 7-Eleven or 7 Bank ATM. This is a more local ATM machine than the one on the departures level where you'll find international ATMs. And then the next thing you have to do while you're there is to get your Welcome Suica card. This is the IC card that is used in most transportation modes in Tokyo and also useful around Japan as well. The Welcome Suica is good for short-term travel because the card is good for 28 days. Whatever balance you have remaining in the 28 days will be forfeited, so make sure you don't go over 28 days and make sure you use all the balance. What's good with the IC card is it's used in a lot of places, not just transportation, but also a lot of restaurants and shops, including like 7-Eleven and restaurants like Matsuya would take IC card as payment. So after I got my Welcome Suica card, I got myself the Skyliner ticket. This is the fastest way to get from Narita to Tokyo. It's a little more expensive. Mine was 2,850 yen, but it would take you from Narita to Nippori Station where I departed in around 41 minutes. And the Skyliner train is very convenient. There's free Wi-Fi on board and it's very fast because it's an express train, so there's not a lot of stops. If you have big luggage, they would normally put you in a reserved seating by the front, and there's also like a luggage area right on that cart. So after the Skyliner train, I then had to transfer to the JR Yamanote line from Nippori Station and then travel all the way to the Ikebukuro station. And then at Ikebukuro station, I then had to exit, find my way outside the north gate, and then find the 20C exit, which is what Google Maps suggested. And then I was right outside like the Tobu department store area, and then took a 6-minute walk to my hotel. By the time I arrived at my hotel, it was already around 3 p.m. something, which is perfect because that's when check-in time starts. Come with me to explore Ikebukuro, Tokyo's underrated neighborhood. Ikebukuro is a bustling city center. Think of it as a mix of commercial hub like Shinjuku and a pop culture hub like Akihabara. It is filled with shopping, arcade, games, fashion, anime, and electronics. So I am having my first meal here in Tokyo and I am starving. This would be my first meal since yesterday and it's currently 4:36 p.m. I'm currently at Matsuya. It's a popular chain in Japan for udon and it's very similar to like Yoshinoya. I've had Yoshinoya before in the Philippines, but I've never had Matsuya, so I'm very curious to try it. I got the pork with green onions and egg. The egg looks perfectly cooked. And I like that it also comes with soup. You can also choose another combo with pork soup, but I only got the basic one because I do want to try something else after this. This is just a way for me to tide myself over because I'm starving. I'm gonna try the miso soup first. It has a nice strong taste of miso. Excited to dig in. This is so tender, very flavorful. I really recommend like mixing everything up. It's got the sauce and the beef is kind of like spread apart. I am checked in at Sakura Hotel Ikebukuro and this is a 2 or 3 star hotel. I'm not exactly sure because in Google Maps and TripAdvisor it shows us 3 star, but in booking sites like Booking.com and Agoda it shows us 2 stars, so I'm not exactly sure. This is a really great budget hotel for travelers because all the staff speak English very fluently and it's very convenient from the subway station, and very walking distance near you is like a 7-Eleven, Family Mart, and all these amazing restaurants. I also really love some of the amenities that they have here. So for example, there's a water station with complimentary water. There's a complimentary safety locker as well in the lobby. There's a money exchange as well. I'm not sure how good the exchange rates are, so that's up to you. I already did my money withdrawal in the airport. Then there's also a floor for a common kitchen and a common fridge area if you want to do your own cooking. So there's two buildings to this hotel. There's one that's the main building where you do your check-in, and that's also where you'll find the common kitchen and the laundry area. And there's also the annex building. This is where you'll find the cafe and restaurant as well. And if you were to do your breakfast, so I got complimentary breakfast with my stay, so they gave me vouchers that I can use for breakfast in that cafe that is also owned by the hotel. So Japan is known for a lot of the vending machines for drinks and stuff, so there's a lot of that around the hotel, but there's also some that is in the hotel as well, right at the lobby, but also near the washing machine and dryer area. So I booked the very basic single room, and let me give you a room tour. So this is their single room. So you can see it's very simple. Basically one bed, some desk area there, TV, fridge, trash. There's a telephone, and then there's a quick view of the city here. So it's a nice, like, affordable way to stay in Ikebukuro. Check out the washroom. So it's like nice and compact. And they also have the toilet machine here. Just a simple shower. That's also a tub. One thing that's also awesome is they gave me a voucher for the Sakura Cafe and Restaurant. It's basically order one food and you can get a free drink. And I went there for dinner and I got their popular hamburger gratin dish. And this was very interesting. It's basically like, think of potato gratin, but with hamburgers. So it's like a huge mountainous burger, and then it's covered with cream and cheese on top and baked until it's bubbly. I wasn't expecting much initially, but it was really tasty and it's very delicious. And for my free drink, I got a sake, and I was actually surprised because I thought they would give me like a shot or a small cup, but they actually gave me a full bottle. So that is really worth it in my opinion to get if you're claiming that voucher. So I am here doing the breakfast at Sakura Cafe. So this is their all-you-can-eat breakfast. That's normally like 500 yen, and it's all you can eat, like toast, daily soup, coffee and tea. And there's some other breakfast dishes, but it's an add-on. So I'm basically trying a bit of everything here. For their daily soup, there were two choices. One was the beef broth, which is this one I have here. And then the other one was a consomme vegetable. So let's try. Very flavorful, and there's also like sesame oil to give that like hint of umami. Very nice, especially in this like cold chilly morning. And there's a lot of toasters that you can use to toast your bread, and coffee obviously. I always need to start my morning with coffee. This is the Taito station, and it is 6 floors of gaming arcades. Let's check it out. So I am here on the 4th floor, and it is more of a video game arcade floor, unlike the prize game floors. And there's already people playing. So I'm now headed to the 5th floor. It says music games. Let's check it out. This is so much fun. This is like the kind of games you used to see, like the Dance Dance Revolution kind of games where they're like dancing or like moving to the beat. So much fun. So this floor is the driving and shooting games, and of course the first thing I see is Mario Kart. This is another floor for prize games, and you can see vloggers here too. Very interesting. I think it's a game for food because bonbon is like candies. Oh, I guess this floor has a lot of prizes that revolve on food. It's actually my first time seeing that. I am here at the Ikebukuro Nishiguchi Park. It's a global ring park, a popular plaza filled with locals just enjoying the day. It is right by the Taito Station and the Tobu department store, so definitely check it out when you're in the area. This here is a Tobu department store. It's a massive multi-level floor all the way to 15 floors, and it's also a subway station at the basement floor. Let's check it out. Be sure to check out the 11th to 15th floor. It is 5 floors of dining area called the Dining City here at the Tobu department store. It is supposed to be the biggest dining area in Ikebukuro, and you'll find everything from casual dining all the way to fine dining. I even see boteju here, which I tried in Manila. This is the nightlife district of Ikebukuro. The area is actually this sign where you see here, and surprisingly there's this popular spot here that the locals are lining up for. During the day it's very quiet, but it's still bustling with locals passing by, but at night is where it becomes alive with so much light. The izakayas, happy hours, and it's also the area that's also like the red light district, the second largest in Tokyo. So I am here inside Tianxia Sushi. It's a conveyor belt sushi restaurant right at the edge of the nightlife district. And what's cool is you're basically seated in like a sushi bar circle area, and the conveyor belt sushi just goes around, and it's up to you to grab your sushi. There are different price points based on the type of plate that you get, and I started myself with the Ika sushi, which is squid. This is aburi iwashi, which is seared sardine. So juicy, so fatty. Oh my god. This is seared salmon. So what's also good is if there's items on the menu that you can't find on the conveyor belt, you can just ask the chef directly and he will make it for you. So one of the dishes I wanted was the akagai, which is the arch shell sushi. This is very uncommon. I've only ever had this in Japan. You don't really get to see arch shell in like outside Japan, so highly recommend trying it. So this here is chutoro medium fatty tuna. They didn't have otoro, so this is the next best thing. I got myself botan ebi, which is a jumbo sweet shrimp. My trick first is to always eat the head first. The sauce is so good. So good. Super sweet. This here is namageso, or firefly squid. You don't normally see this in North America, so highly recommend trying. So my last two here. First one is shimaachi. And of course I had to get uni. So once you're ready to pay, you basically just tell the cashier, they count all the plates that you have, and then you pay the bill. So I had a total of like 9 plates here, and the total was 2,130 yen. So really good price. It's all locals inside when I went, but don't be intimidated. They are very nice. There's an English menu, and if you want to order something, you basically just say what the English item is, or if you know the Japanese term for it, then just say it and they'll bring it to you. Highly recommend checking it out. It's been a rainy day, as you can see, but that's why it's perfect to be inside Sunshine City. This is one of the best things to do in Ikebukuro. It is a massive leisure complex, and I say leisure because this isn't just a shopping complex. There's a aquarium, planetarium, observation park, and so much more, including like restaurants, indoor theme park, a Pokemon megastore. So let me take you inside, because you can literally get lost and spend the entire day here. So I happen to have run across this really cute pop-up store. It seems to be a limited time MLB Tokyo series. Let's check it out. I am here at Sunshine 60. So there's two things here. The 58th and 59th floor are the Sky Restaurants floor. They have a lot of like fine dining restaurants with beautiful views. And then the 60th floor is the observation park. This will be like similar to your Sky Tree or Tokyo Tower, but it's a little more hidden gem because most people are not aware of this observation park, except a lot of locals. There's a lot of kids here because of the different installations that you can take photo ops with. The entrance fee I paid was 700 yen. But one thing I wish they did was inform people if it's going to be very foggy before they enter. It's a one-time ticket once you scan your QR code. And I wasn't aware it was going to be so foggy. Like I can barely see anything right now. I would have preferred going back another day, but now I feel like I wasted my 700. There's even like a playpen for kids. That's why there's so many kids here. There's also a lot of seating areas, so it's a great way to like, if you need like a break after all the walking, this would be a great spot because there's so many chairs like this one. I am here at the Bandai Namco Cross Store located inside Sunshine City. This store is supposed to have the world's largest gashapon store. Gashapon is like the vending machine dispensing capsule where you can get different kinds of balls inside with different toys or treats. Let's check it out. Wow, there are rows and rows of gashapon machines here, and there's even two big sections, like you actually have to cross a bridge to get to each of those sections. Very cool. And aside from the gashapon store, the cross store also has a lot of the prize games where you can do UFO catchers, as well as a hobby store section for all the figurines of different animes and cartoons that you'd love. Also at Sunshine City will you find the Pokemon Center Mega Tokyo. This is such a Pokemon lover's dream store. There is so much to see here and so much to buy, but the lineup can be crazy as well. So cool. So there's also a Pokemon cafe. I am here at Animate Ikebukuro. This is the largest anime store here in Japan. There are 9 floors for anime lovers here, from manga comics to CDs and DVDs to merch and goodies to painting materials. It is cold and rainy, so I'm craving for ramen. And what better way than to do a quick one at Ichiran, one of my favorite spots for fast food ramen here in Tokyo. It's the biggest chain here in Japan and the perfect ramen spot for introverts. It's a very simple process where you order your ramen from the machine outside and then you're taken to this individual cubicle where you'll be eating your ramen, but you don't even see the server. So basically you have your ticket and they will grab it in this small window. You only see their hands, you will never see their face. And that's such a unique experience. And they also give you a paper where you can mark the preference you want for your ramen. And since this is my second time, I remember distinctly some of the things that I would have wanted on my second round, because my first time having it in 2019, I only did the recommended items, and I remember saying that, oh, I wish I did something different for my next one, so I'm doing it now. I like that you can even make requests here without speaking, so they give you these like wooden markings, and here it says, I'm leaving my seat for a moment. Another one is like, I don't know the ordering process. So it's really fun way to
just enjoy and be quiet and enjoy the moment. So once you're given your ramen, the staff would like lower down the curtain so you have pure privacy while you're dining. That's what's awesome about this place. And let me crack my egg. Oops. So I put my egg as well. It looks so perfect. I love that even though it's a chain, they still make perfect egg. And I can't wait to dig in. Let me mix it up. Let's try the broth. That's what I remember. I remember wanting to put extra garlic and also put in more dashi. This is amazing. Try the noodles. So good. I chose firm this time so that it's more like al dente noodles. So good. Let's try the chashu. It's tender, it's fatty. I wish they grilled it though, so that the meat caramelizes and you get more flavor. Wow, so I arrived just in time because I left and it's raining really bad. And there's a lineup outside. People are willing to wait in the strong rain. So I was initially gonna have dessert somewhere else, but it's raining so bad and the dessert shop I was gonna do was takeout only, so it was gonna get soaked in the rain. So my dessert now is my next favorite thing. Mochi donut, or pondering here at Mr. Donut. Every time I'm in Japan, I have to get mochi donut. So good. I haven't seen this flavor before. So this one is golden and strawberry. And then this one here is coconut. Let's try. So chewy. So good. The golden is like crispy bits of like caramel, I think. Adds a nice texture, like a crunch to the chewiness of the donut. Let me try the coconut. It's nice coconutty. It's more like powdered coconut than like actual coconut. It's kind of like borderline cinnamon coconut, but still very good. So I am here at Minami Ikebukuro Park. It is a nice local park, very near Sunshine City and the Ikebukuro subway station. It is a nice urban oasis. Get away from the hustle and bustle of the main streets. There's a nice green lawn where you can relax, have a picnic, and there's even a farm-to-table cafe right on the park, so you can enjoy some bites while you're admiring the views. There's also some play equipment around, so it's perfect for kids as well. There's a lot of kids playing here. This is a nice spot to take a break, especially from all the walking if you're doing Sunshine City. It's just a nice place to relax. Let's check out Tokyo's latest anime hub. So I am here at Anime Tokyo Station. This is a perfect place for anime lovers. There's 3 floors here. The first floor is like the platform where you enter, and there's some photo opportunities there. What's amazing is they also have free lockers so that you don't need to be lugging your bags around or whatever you're bringing. And there's some nice photo ops here too. The second floor is a rotating exhibit based on different animes. Even in that one exhibit that I checked out, there's so many different animes that were being shown, and it's very nice to see, and there's so many different photo opportunities there. Highly recommend to bring your camera or phone with you to take selfies and videos. It's so much fun. The basement level is the archives level where you get to see how anime is made, and it's very nice to see right from the pre-production all the way to production. You get to learn the process. And what I love is I used to watch Astro Boy when I was a kid, and you actually see the sketches and stuff of Astro Boy there, from like sketches all the way to like coloring and stuff like that. Very nice to see. It's a free attraction with free Wi-Fi as well, and there's some seating areas as well. Great place to also just like catch a break and rest as well while admiring some anime. I am here at the Kishimojin Temple. This is a Buddhist temple dedicated to Buddhist deity Kishimojin, who is a goddess who cares for and protects children. This is a pretty spacious temple area and it's very solemn and peaceful. There are even Inari gates similar to the ones in Kyoto that you can find in this area, and there are some sculptures as well. There are no filming and photography inside the actual temple, but outside it's really beautiful. I am here at the Seibu Ikebukuro Roof Garden. This is Tokyo's largest roof terrace and beer garden. I was planning to eat here for lunch, but it turns out the restaurants and bars are currently closed. I'm not sure whether they're only open during dinner. Currently around this time they're closed. I'm not sure, but that's too bad. I was looking forward to it. So to get here, you basically go to the Seibu department store by the subway station and you go all the way to the rooftop and it opens up to the garden. Very beautiful, and there's even a water lily garden right here. It is such a great place to relax and unwind and see the city. I bet this would be amazing at night, also during sunset. Highly recommend checking it out. It's a free attraction to visit, so great way to be up on the roof. I am so excited. So I am here at Gyukatsu Irohi. This is one of the best places to eat gyukatsu here in Ikebukuro. And also this place is kind of hidden. It's like right in the basement, small space when you step down. Gyukatsu is basically raw beef katsu, and then they have this charcoal grill or stone grill that they heat up, and then you actually grill it on your own before eating. And then on the menu there's the instructions on how to properly eat gyukatsu. So I got the one cutlet set menu, and it comes with 3 different sides. One is spicy cod roe, there's grated yam, and there's also mochi desserts. And then there's a miso soup, there's a barley rice that you can refill once more free of charge. And I'm excited. This is my first time trying gyukatsu. So it's set to grill and then to top with soy sauce and wasabi. So good, so tender, so juicy. The right amount of crispiness, and it doesn't taste oily. The soy sauce and wasabi adds to that rich flavor. I'm gonna try this grated yam. It's interesting, it's like very viscous, but you do taste the yam, and they said it goes well putting it on top of the rice, which I'm gonna do. So they also have this special yama sauce that they said to try. So let's see. It's this one over here. Very, very flavorful. It's actually really strong. I'm not sure how to describe it. There's like the taste of wasabi, soy sauce, cod roe. So they said to put the yama sauce with rock salt. So excited. So good. This is the miso soup right here. So what I ended up doing was, for the rice, I mixed the grated yam, the cod roe, and the green onion. So it looks so delicious right now. Mix it up. Let's try with some beef. Mochi time for the soup. So chewy. I highly recommend this spot. So good. And now that the weather is actually very nice today, here's what Sunshine City looks like from the outside. So I was finally able to check out Ringo. It's the dessert shop I wanted to visit last time, but it was raining so bad. So I got the goods right here, and I'm now back at the Seibu Roof Garden to enjoy. Since Ringo is a takeout spot, it's the best way to take it to the roof garden. So I got this spring seasonal item, which is a Sakura Mochi. I'm very excited to try. Of course, now that I'm here in March, it's Sakura season. Have to try Sakura. There's Sakura pastry. Looks so good. Look at that. So it says it's a custard cream apple pie with like Sakura blossom, and then there's mochi. Let's try. So flaky. The custard is really good. The Sakura flavor is very interesting. It's that paste above here. It's kind of like a chestnut paste, but with some hint of Sakura. Very good. I love chestnut, so this is perfect. And then that white dot in the middle is mochi. So good. Love mochi. That's why I've been doing like mochi donut. I'm so happy there was mochi at the gyukatsu place, and now there's mochi right here. And that was really good. It doesn't feel oily. It doesn't feel heavy. It actually feels really light and airy. Very nice. One thing I noticed is I didn't really taste much like apple pie because it says it's apple pie. I don't know whether it's because I got the Sakura flavor, but it was still really good. I am here at Jiu Gakuen Mio Nichikan. And if you are an architecture lover, you would want to visit this wedding and event venue because it is built by Frank Lloyd Wright and it is free to visit. So it's too bad because it's currently closed for a private event, so I can't go inside. I am here at Mejiro Japanese Garden. It is an off-the-beaten-track attraction right here in Ikebukuro. And it is beautiful. You're literally transported to this beautiful garden. Doesn't feel like you're in the city anymore, and it is so tranquil, so serene. Highly recommend. I am here at Menya Nakagawa for some ramen. It is one of the highest rated ramen joints in Ikebukuro from Tabelog, so I'm excited to try. So I got the special chicken salt ramen. They're actually known for tsukemen as well, but I'm not a big fan of tsukemen. I prefer like not having to do so much work with my ramen, so I heard that the salt ramen is also a must try here. And I read that they actually use clam and tempura for their dashi. Excited to try. So it's a small restaurant. Basically when you enter, it's all counter sitting by the kitchen, and there's a vending machine where you place your order. They only take cash, and then once you have your ticket from the vending machine, you hand it over to the staff who will make your food. Let's try. I'm gonna try the broth first. That broth is super good. The bowl comes with like bamboo shoot, microgreens. There's a ramen egg here, then some chashu. So I thought basically it's chicken ramen, but it's actually the soup that again made with chicken bones, dashi from clams and tempura. The meat is actually pork. I wish they grilled it so that there's more flavor, but it's still really tasty. I'm gonna try the noodles. Noodles is really good. It's on the thinner side. I normally prefer like slightly thicker ramen noodles, but this is still really good. Has a nice bounce and texture. Oh, so I found it. There's chicken slices as well. That's actually very interesting. So it's a mix of chicken and pork. Let's try the chicken. It's tender. I really wish they grilled it so that there's more flavor. But in the end, it's basically like boiled chicken. Let me try the ramen egg. After I cut it, it looks perfect. Actually, you can taste the marination on the egg white. It's so good. It's actually one of the better ramen eggs I've had. I can definitely say, because I'm normally not into like chicken broth ramen, but this is perhaps the best chicken broth ramen I've had. Highly recommend checking it out. Wow, there's a sriracha vending machine here. Come explore and eat with me in Shinjuku, one of Tokyo's most popular neighborhoods. Shinjuku is a bustling business, shopping and entertainment district, and it is also home to Tokyo's largest red light district. I am here at the Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building where you can enjoy panoramic views on their free observation decks. And also at night, they actually have a light mapping show right projected onto the building, so I'll be coming back here at night. So to get to the observatory, you actually need to go one floor down, and then there's elevators that would take you all the way up to the observatory. I am here on the 45th floor North Observation Deck, and it is beautiful. Even though it's not an open air observation deck, I love that it's actually like a lot of windows, so you get to see very beautiful views pretty much all around the building. And I love that they put like little placards to point to you which buildings are which, so you'll get to see like the Coconut Tower, Tokyo Tower, Yoyogi Park, and so many other skyscrapers and attractions. There's also a cafe if you want to sit down and have some food and drinks, and also a shop where you can buy like souvenirs and merch and stuff like that. So I am here at the Shinjuku Chuo Park, aptly named Central Park because it is right in the heart of Shinjuku. It is such an urban oasis. As you know, Shinjuku is super busy with the hustle and bustle, so this is the perfect spot to get away from all that. Kind of reminds me of the Central Park in New York City. There is a lot to see and do in this park. It is pretty big, so enjoy the stroll. There's also a lot of seating areas so that you can just rest and relax and unwind. Also, there's a cafe here if you want to grab some food and drink, or you can get some takeout and have a picnic here at the park. And since March is cherry blossom season here in Tokyo, you can also find them here at Chuo Park. It is so beautiful, and I'm so lucky that it's practically empty here. And I can take my time taking pictures of the sakura. I am here at the Shinjuku Juniso Kumano Jinjo Shrine located inside the Shinjuku Chuo Park. So I am here at Tototoriton Sushi Go Round. It's a conveyor belt sushi I came upon walking through this nondescript alleyway coming back from the Chuo Park. I'm so excited to try because I'm starving, and I'm actually surprised the prices are cheaper than the one I had from Ikebukuro. So let's try. One thing I really like about this spot right off the bat is matcha green tea is included. So they actually give you like, there's a container on your table, and then you can scoop matcha powder into your cup and then pour some hot water in it. Starting off with hotate scallops, they actually don't give like a sauce cup, so you actually pour the soy sauce on top. So delicious. Look how fatty this is. Let's try this one. One thing I found here is they don't actually put the labels of what the dishes are, unlike the other spot, but I'm always down to try and see if I can guess what it is. I think this is fluke. So I think this is Negitora sushi, and it comes with 3 pieces. So I got myself a hamachi here So one thing I learned about this thing is you actually press this button to release the sauce. So this one here said diamond squid. So this here is Gio Nama Ebi. It's actually a higher quality version of Ama Ebi. They don't have Botan Ebi, so I'm excited to try this. It's so sweet. And it's also bigger than Ama Ebi, but smaller than Botan Ebi. So for the ultimate pairing of fatty fish, I have here fatty salmon and Otoro fatty bluefin tuna. And now for the Otoro, look how fatty this is. Amazing. So for my last plate, I'm got uni sea urchin. Can't go wrong, 275 yen. So I have here a total of 10 plates. Let's find out how much it all costs. So I got my bill here. So my 10 plates ended up being 3,300 yen, so around 33 Canadian dollars, which is really good considering I had like otoro, uni, fatty salmon, and so much more good stuff. I'm loving the random alleyways here in Shinjuku. So one of these alleys I'm at right now is called Omoide Yokoche. It's very popular with a lot of like small izakaya shops that only seats like 5 to 6 people, and it's so nice to see. Like, look at this. It's such a unique experience. I might come back here later when it's a nighttime and see what it's like. It's a fun spot to walk from end to end of the alley, and that's what I did. There's so many spots to check out. So I'm now here waiting for that giant 3D cat to appear. Excited.
Cutting edge.
Guys, do you spot that from afar? Guys, it's Godzilla. Rawr. This one here is another popular alley called Golden Guy. Let's check it out. So many bars concentrated in one alley, and it's actually like an interconnected alley, so I think it's one whole section called Golden Guy. I am here at the Hanazono Shrine, guardian of prosperity and art, and it is right near the Golden Guy alley. I am here at the Musashino Street. It's such a bustling and vibrant alley or street. So many shops, so many gaming shops as well, and there's even a big Don Quixote store. This here is the Kabukicho Street, known for being the red light district. Love is in the air here, or maybe it's on the street. I am back for the light show. restaurants I wanted to check out were full, and I totally forgot that it's a Friday night, so a lot of the places are packed. And it's such a bustling night here in Shinjuku. So no regrets because I ended up here in Koko Ichibanya. I love this place for Japanese curry. It's a popular chain and I had it back in 2019 and really loved it. So I'm glad to be back. First time trying it again this trip. So excited. So it's only bar seating in this location I'm at. But what I like is that each seat has its own tablet for you to order, so you actually don't need to interact with the server until they bring your food. So I got the pork cutlet here with level 1 curry spice. So excited, let's try. I'm gonna try the level 1 spice. It's so good, just like I remember it. So one thing I love to do is smother my rice with the curry. Basically, having rice soak up all the curry goodness. Look at this. And now I'm gonna try it with the pork. So good. The curry is so good here. Just simple curry done right. So the Koko Ichibanya is right next to the alley I visited this morning, and it's now packed at night. Like, it's hard to even walk through the alley. Wow, it's very crowded. I was planning to eat here, but I think everywhere is packed. I see people all over. Wow, it is crazy packed here. Check it out. And then here. Hey guys, so it's transit day for me as I checked out of Sakura Hotel and checking into my next hotel in a different part of Tokyo. So in Tokyo, be prepared to climb stairs like this. So I made it, and there's the view of the Tokyo Tower. Come explore and eat with me in Shiba, a historical neighborhood in Tokyo. Shiba is home to the popular Shiba Park and Tokyo Tower. I made it. Come stay and dine with me at Shiba Park Hotel in Tokyo. This is a 3-star hotel in Minato City that's very close to subway stations, 2 minutes away from Onariumon subway station and 4 minutes away from Diamond Station. And it's very near the Tokyo Tower. And when I actually arrived at Shiba Park Hotel, there was already staff waiting by the door to grab your luggage to bring to check-in. And what's cool in the check-in lobby is there's a station for complimentary tea and coffee, and then there's another station right across that's a self-serve bar. So basically, there you can get Japanese sake, Japanese beer, and a variety of wines from like California, and of course, Japanese wine as well. And it's basically 1,000 yen per drink. And since I arrived early while I was waiting for my room, of course I had to get some coffee. And they actually use like Nespresso capsules, which I really appreciated. I love Nespresso. And another thing I really appreciated is that each floor has its own water station. So at least you don't need to worry about water, you don't need to buy bottled water. And you also don't need to leave your floor because some hotels do offer water stations, but it's at the lobby.
wow, so this is like a library hotel. They have 1,500 books curated by Ginza Tsutaya Bookstore. And the second floor is basically an entire floor that's a library. So this is cool. Each floor has its own mini library with books based on a theme. So I'm on the 11th floor and it's all about art. I'm checked in at a Standard King room at Shiba Park Hotel and let me give you a room tour. So I am in room 1111. There's a luggage area here. There's a slipper, but they also gave a better sanitized slipper here. I love that they have this like shoe thing that makes it easier for you to put your shoes. There's a hair dryer, hangers. Oh wow, fabric and air freshener. This is a king bed. Very stylish, it's compact but nicely designed and laid out. Nice big TV here. Trash. This is a nice L-shaped sofa. Let's check out the view. So this is my view here. So there's a kettle here. Fridge. Oh nice. There's coffee. Jet brew coffee. Tea. And then your glasses here. This is the washroom, very modern. So there's the hair dryer, toilet, and it has the controls why I love toilet in Japan. Here there's a tub, a shower, body wash, conditioner, shampoo. There's a body towel, bath salt, body lotion, vanity kit, personal skincare kit. That's very interesting. Organic bamboo hairbrush. And then there's also organic bamboo toothbrush. I actually love that hotels in Japan, I noticed they actually give the toiletry kits already for you. You don't have to ask for it. So it turns out this is some sort of iron, I think. Let me know what it is. So I'm walking around my hotel looking for a place to eat and I come across this spot and there's a lineup. So now I'm lined up with them. Let's see what it is. So I'm here inside Tempura Kikage Yukimura. And the funny part is it's a Michelin Bib Gourmand restaurant. Even though I wasn't trying to find a Michelin restaurant, I end up finding one. And I'm excited to try. So I'm seated at the chef counter area because it's the perfect seat for like one person, and the table already had like tea over here and sliced veggies. I waited around 15 minutes. It's a tiny space, but the turnover is pretty okay. Like, I think especially if you're solo dining, then it becomes easier because solo diners would come in and out pretty fast. It might be harder if you're 2 or more people unless you're willing to split up and sit individually in the bar. But I highly recommend sitting in the chef counter if you can, because that's where you see the action. Chef is actually there making the tempura himself from scratch. So I got my food here. I'm so excited. So I got the special kakiyake-don, which comes with double the prawns. And it's basically like a set with the veggies and miso soup. Let's try. Such a great miso soup. I'm gonna try the tempura. So flaky, so crispy. And the shrimp is super sweet. Oh my gosh, love it. I'm gonna try it with the rice now. The rice is so good, like sticky. Soaks up some of the sauce. Kind of like you're eating like sushi rice, so good. So there's also a piece of like Japanese honeywort, which I think is chili. It's not that spicy. Really good. And I like that obviously it's fried, so it's even better. So I left and there are like 10 minutes to last order, but there's still a lineup outside. Highly recommend checking it out. It's so good. So I'm headed up to the Atago Shrine and it said you have to take this elevator. So let's check it out. Off the elevators.
So I made it on top of Atago Shrine. This is a Shinto shrine dedicated to fire god Atago. It's situated on top of a hill so that you can be protected from fire. Oh wow, so it's a good thing I actually found the elevator randomly, because if you actually go to the main entrance, you need to climb these stairs right here. This is nice. So there's like a Japanese garden here with a waterfall. So there's also a tea house here that also serves ice cream. And then here, there's also a forest going down here, also with stairs similar to the one a while ago. I'm gonna go down now because I didn't get to climb up a while ago, so at least I'll get some of my steps as well. So I can see that these stairs actually lead to the entrance as well. So let's check it out. So this here is the entrance, the base, beginning of the stairs all the way to the shrine. That is pretty steep if you look at it. Behind me is the Tokyo Tower, an iconic symbol of Tokyo's skyline. It's an observatory tower with a height of 332.9 meters. Did you know that the Tokyo Tower was inspired by the Eiffel Tower in Paris? I am here at Zojoji Temple, one of the best free things to do in Shiba. Located inside the Shiba Park, this historic Buddhist temple is a great way to get a glimpse of Japanese culture and history with a backdrop of the Tokyo Tower. There are so many things to do and see here. The grounds is massive, so definitely plan some time to enjoy strolling the temple. So I am here at Shiba Park. This is a beautiful oasis in the middle of the city, and it's Sakura season right now, so there's Sakura and there's the backdrop of Tokyo Tower. I am here at the dining. This is the restaurant inside Shiba Park Hotel, and what's unique is they have 3 sets of menu: Western, Chinese, and Japanese. So there's something for everyone here, especially if you can't decide. Obviously for me, I'm doing the Japanese. There were 2 choices and I'm doing the second choice, which is a more elaborate Japanese set menu. And also for vegans, they actually have an Art of the Vegan course. So it's also a set menu with vegan courses, but they also have an a la carte vegan. So I love that they actually cater to vegans as well. So I love their focus on seasonality here. So they actually have a seasonal cocktail drink here. This one is, they call it the Sunny cocktail. So here we have Campari, blood orange. There's a slice of lemon with sugar and cinnamon. Let's try. Oh, it is so refreshing. You also get that hint of bitterness from the Campari, but the blood orange brings out that citrus burst, perfect for the summer. Very, very refreshing. So the first course here is 2 small seasonal appetizers, going back to seasonality. And this one is Sakura Tofu. I'm so excited. It's March, so it's cherry blossom time. So I'm so glad to see that they're actually using like Sakura inspired dishes. Let's try. It's kind of slippery. That was so good. The tofu was so silky and creamy. There was also some clams and stuff on top, which added to that saltiness and umami. The Sakura added some hint of like sweetness and stuff. Such a delicious combination. The other one here is tuna, and it's simmered with soy sauce. Let's try. Oh wow, very fresh tuna. I like that even though it's simmered with soy sauce, it's not overly salty, and I can taste some hint of sugar as well, so you get that nice like sweet and salty glaze in the tuna. So delicious. So the next course is the sumimono soup, and it's this Japanese clear soup. And what's unique is there's a shrimp dumpling here topped with sakura leaf. I don't think I've ever eaten sakura leaf before. I'm very curious. And then there's also a veggie with lemon zest. Let me try a quick taste of the sakura leaf. Very interesting. Let's try the... Oh, the shrimp dumpling is very soft. It's so pillowy, like a marshmallow. Wow, that's really soft. It's like if you had those like shrimp paste that turns into balls. But this is way more softer. I do wish there were more chunks of shrimp, but it's really tasty. It's a nice clean soup. So the next course here is the seasonal sashimi. So they have sea bream here. There's hon maguro, tuna. This is interesting. There's lotus potato. I don't think I've ever tried that. And there's more zest here, wasabi. Let's try. I'm gonna try the sea bream first. So fresh on its own. The wasabi is fresh wasabi. So good. Let me try the lotus potato. Oh wow. Very crunchy, has some juice in it. Kinda has some slightly sweet taste. Very nice. Then let's try the hon maguro right here. Whoops, it's slippery. I'm gonna dap it with some wasabi. So buttery, so fresh. It just melts when you eat. It's not even the level of otaro, but it melts already. So good. Then I'm gonna try sea bream again with the soy sauce this time. So this here is the assorted tempura course. So it comes with 4 different tempura. There's shrimp tempura, there's fish tempura, and then there's 2 kinds of vegetables here. I think one, from the looks of it, one is like shisho pepper, and then the other one is onions. And then they also gave like the condiments here. So the first one is like salt. This one is the tempura sauce, and then this one is the daikon radish. And you're actually supposed to drop the radish into the tempura sauce. Let me try. That tastes good. I'm gonna try the veggie one first. Yes, so it is shishito pepper. Let's try it with the salt. Batter is nice and flaky, still very crispy. I like that it doesn't feel overly oily, which is for me what makes a really great tempura. In Japan, normally that's what I love. Like even their fried food doesn't feel unhealthy. Because in North America, a lot of the tempura is so oily, you actually feel it after. Gonna try the shrimp next. I like that the batter isn't that thick, so that at least the main ingredient shines in this tempura. The shrimp is so sweet. I'm gonna try some salt this time. Generally, I'm a sucker for tempura sauce, so I'm gonna stick with the sauce going forward. Let's try the fish. The fish just melts. It's so good. And then the last piece. Oh, my bad. It's actually not onions. It's eggplant. But what's unique is they cut the onion into like thin slices. So it kind of looks like the onion lines, but really, really good. I'm normally not a big fan of like eggplant in general, but this is the kind of eggplant I'll eat. So this is the Kuroge Wagyu Sukiyaki course. I am so excited. This tray right here is so exciting to see. So this is the sukiyaki pot right here, and this is the Kuroge Wagyu. Look how fatty and marble this is. I'm so excited. Then they also gave egg right here. So what they told me to do is basically wait until this starts to heat up and then dip the Wagyu into the soup and cook it for a little while and then dunk it into egg and mix it there and then eat it. So basically you want hot and then cold. It's really good. Highly recommend doing that and I can't wait to try for this one. Okay, it's time. I can see it rendering. Time to mix. I know a lot of people have issues with like seeing like raw egg, but because you're dunking it with really hot beef, it actually kind of gets cooked with the beef already, so don't worry about it. So excited. Oops. Beef is so good. It just melts and then you got creaminess and viscosity from the egg. Really, really delicious. And then once you finish all the Wagyu dipping, it's time to enjoy your sukiyaki. So the sukiyaki has like tofu, mushrooms, a bunch of vegetables, a lot of mushrooms. Can't wait. I'm gonna try the soup first. It is so good, so heartwarming for a cold and rainy day today. Be sure not to burn yourself because it gets really hot because of the fire as well. So they gave some Japanese tea for the next course, which is assorted sushi. I'm excited. Oh, wow. I think it's like hojicha. It tastes like roasted. Very good. So now it's time for the assorted sushi course. So it comes with 5 pieces. So this is maguro, which is tuna, sea bream. This one they said it's like white Thai. And then ika, which is squid, and hotate, scallop. I kind of wish, because the maguro and the sea bream already came as a sashimi, I kind of wish that they gave something else in terms of the sushi for those two, so that at least you get to try more fish. But I'm still excited to try. They also gave miso soup right here, and there's also soy sauce. The miso soup is pretty, it's not your usual miso soup. It's actually very rich, very dark tasting, very, very different. And I'm not sure what this is. There's some mossy type stuff inside. Definitely like a darker tasting miso soup. So they gave me the order to try. Said start with the hotate first. Also, that's another thing. I feel like if there's a proper order, normally it would have been served consecutively already, but I was told to like start here and then jump and then do it this way, which is pretty interesting. That's really nice. The sushi rice is perfectly seasoned. Sushi just melts. The food here has been so good. Okay, curious about this white Thai. Very interesting. Kind of tastes like mackerel-ish to me, but a very, very smooth texture. It also kind of melts. It's not like mackerel that has like the lean, stringy texture, so it's very different, but the taste is kind of similar, I find, to mackerel. Let's try the last one, which is a squid. So now it's time for dessert. This is their seasonal dessert. It's caramel pudding. Let's try. Ooh, feels so custardy. Very nice. I like that even though it's caramel, it's not like overly sweet. It's actually nice. And it kind of tastes like more like butterscotch caramel than like very, very sweet caramel to me. I always like how desserts are in Japan. Normally, like, even though initially he said it's sweet, it's actually not that sweet. Like, this is considered not sweet in North American standards, which I like this. I don't like very sweet desserts. So what's good here as well is it's a great way to try different Japanese alcohol actually. So on their drinks menu, you'll get to see like Japanese beer, Japanese wine, which you don't really find a lot of Japanese wine outside of Japan. So it's a great way to try. And then there's Japanese sake, then there's Japanese whiskey. So what I have here is their single malt Yamazaki whiskey. I love Japanese whiskey. And they said it would pair well with my next dish here. So I was curious to try something that's not Japanese on the menu because they have Western and Chinese. So on their a la carte menu, there's a specialty section which I highly recommend checking out. And this one is a specialty for the Chinese cuisine. It's black sweet and sour matsusake pork. And I'm so excited. Matsusake pork is like the wagyu of pork. It's like the best of the best pork that you can find here in Japan. And I can't wait to try. So let's see. Like the pork looks so fatty. It's been cooked for more than 3 hours. So it's supposed to be super, super soft. And it comes with steamed buns as well. Let's try digging in. Wow, it just falls off. Look at that. It just melts. Let me try. This is so good. So I also like what they did here. So the sides are actually kind of crispy. So it's so good. Like you get that crispy texture, that fatty texture, that tender moist texture of the meat all in one. So good. And the sweet and sour flavor is very different from the typical like sweet and sour pork you would get at a fast food or a casual Chinese restaurant. This is actually like so much more like richer in taste, like less sweet, less sour. Overall, very perfect for me. Like it's not in your face. Highly recommend trying this if you're not doing the Japanese. Go and try the steamed bun. Perfectly made. It's so fluffy. It's so soft and pillowy. It's gonna go so well with the sauce. So I'm gonna try it now with the pork and the bun and the sauce. It's gonna be so good. Wow. And wash it off with the whiskey. This is such a perfect combination. Like the whiskey actually helps palate cleanse the sweet and sour flavors. What a delicious dinner here. This just tells me that you can't go wrong with whatever you choose, whether like Western, Chinese, Japanese, or maybe even vegan. Like the fact that I tried like the Japanese set course and then tried this dish and it was amazing. Highly recommend. I'm just in my happy place right now. I am back at the dining, this time for breakfast, and boy, their buffet is a massive spread. So there's like one section that's like a salad bar with charcuterie bar for like making your own like caprese salad as well. There's a section for nuts and cereal. There's a fruit station. There's a coffee machine for espresso drinks or brewed coffee. And another thing I love is they really focus on like Japanese products. So for the milk, and they use Tokyo milk. For example, the orange juice is a Wakayama orange juice. So excited to try those. And then there's a vegan Japanese curry section with gluten-free bread. And then there's a whole section for Western bread. So example like baguette, croissant, toast, and other pastries. I forgot the other ones. And then there's a soup section with like minestrone, miso soup, porridge, and then there's a vegetable hot station with like steamed tofu, and then there's your normal continental breakfast with bacon, sausage. But what's great as well is, for example, the bacon uses pork from Japan. Then there's another hot section with like hamburger, grilled fish, potatoes. It's a lot to try. I'm really loving the variety of like continental, Western, Japanese, and Chinese breakfast all combined. So what I have here is the Wakayama orange juice. Never had it before. Let's try. Actually, it's not overly sweet. There's more like tart. Not too tarty as well. Like it's a good balance. Very refreshing. And then this one here is Japanese coffee. They use Key Coffee, which I remember seeing in Manila as well. So I'm glad I'm getting to try it here. Very smooth. And I started myself off here with some of their quick salads. So basically I got smoked salmon, arugula, and drizzled with some truffle oil. So one important thing to know about the buffet is it ends at 9:45, which is pretty early, especially for me since I'm not a morning person. I would have preferred that it ended later, and I highly recommend coming in earlier because I arrived at around 8:50 a.m. and a lot of the food was already gone. And I've been trying to wait for the buffet to get refilled, so hopefully I did ask some of the staff whether food will be filled, and I'm just hoping that they add some more food. So this here is the Tokyo milk. I don't think I've ever had it before, so that's why I'm trying it now. Oh wow, it's so sweet and creamy. Okay, this is really good. If you haven't had Tokyo milk, highly recommend trying it. And especially if you love milk, definitely try. Okay, so some new fresh food came out and I managed to grab some. So what I have here is the sunny side up bacon and pork sausage with herb. The pork dishes actually cakes from Nagoya. And look at this. So the bacon is very interesting. It's not like the American style bacon, which is like thin and crispy. This one is more like a thicker cut. Kind of reminds me of like back bacon instead, similar to the ones in Ireland. And how they cooked it kind of reminds me of like chashu or like asado in Chinese food. Wow, that's really good. It actually tastes like grilled pork belly. Like kind of reminds me of the ones in the Philippines, like the grilled pork belly. Very good. And this is the pork with herb. Very juicy inside. I really like it. There was an option of like normal pork sausage or pork sausage with herb. I highly recommend getting the herb one because the herbs add that extra flavor that makes it so delicious. Sunny side up eggs comes in this like mini ramekin, and let's try. I like that it's still kind of yolky underneath. Very good. So I just finished breakfast and it's gonna be very wet today. It's supposed to rain the entire day, but I'll see what I can do. So it's a rainy day here in Asakusa, but people are still enjoying the area. Can't wait to check it out. Today in rainy Asakusa, I am checking out two of its most iconic attractions, the Sensoji Temple, an ancient Buddhist temple known for its giant lanterns, and also the Nakamise Dori Street, which is a century-old pedestrian street filled with traditional snacks and souvenirs, a great way to enjoy Japanese culture and history and food. Come explore and eat with me in Asakusa, Tokyo's oldest district. So I am here at the Kaminaron Gate. This is the entrance to the Nakamise Dori Street, the famous street full of street food that leads towards the Sensoji Temple. This is also the nearest entrance from the Asakusa subway station. It is such a rainy day, it's crazy. It is crazy here, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk the entire street all the way to Sensoji Temple and then explore the temple first before I check out the street and get some street food. I can't wait. But this is what the street looks like right now. It's crazy busy with people. But I'm gonna show you what the street looks like right now because it's very crazy. It's such a bustling area. Lots of like souvenir shops, street food. It's actually a great spot for photo shoots as well. I remember in the subway station I saw signs for like kimono rental, and I see a lot of people here with those kimonos and excited to do their photo shoots even in the rain. So keep that in mind if you want some amazing Instagrammable photos. Okay, I finally see the Sensoji temple up ahead. So people are smelling the scents here before entering the temple. There is also like a fountain here that people use to wash their hands. So now I'm approaching the actual temple and you can see the giant lantern that they're talking about. So look how massive this is. Like I'm right under it and it's already like bigger than my head. The views here is spectacular. Check this out. So I am here at the Sensoji Temple, one of the oldest Buddhist temples here in Tokyo, and it was founded in 645 AD, spanning over 1400 years of history. This ancient temple is dedicated to the goddess of mercy, Kannon, and this giant lantern actually weighs 400 kilograms and stands 3.5 meters tall. And didn't I say people do a lot of photo shoots here? This is one of them. So you will also want to look up into the ceiling because there are some very beautiful artwork. So one of the tips I learned in terms of like avoiding the crowds is to actually visit early in the morning or late at night. Late at night though, a lot of the stores are closed and that's also why there's less people in general. But the lights in the temple are still up so that you can get very beautiful night shots here. So I was just at the main hall and now let me check out the 5-floor pagoda, which is this one right here. Oh, it looks like it's closed, but it looks very beautiful. So I'm taking cover from the rain and I stumbled upon this matcha cafe that's pretty much right outside the Sensoji temple and I can't wait to try. I got here the special matcha cream puff. Let's try. The matcha is so thick and rich and so umami, so good. They actually put a lot of filling here. Check this out. That is some rich matcha and I love that they actually put powder on top as well. So just west of the main hall and right in front of the pagoda, there's actually a lot of street food here, just like all in one row. And I definitely want to try them. It's just so hard to eat right now because it's raining and there's no cover anywhere. I will definitely try some, but maybe I'll walk around since I just had my matcha anyway. I'm excited. Look at that, rows and rows. So I'm now headed to another, I think it's another hall. There's a bunch of like mini houses here. So I made it at the Goshwin reception. So I had to stop because there was a sign that said no filming or shooting prohibited for both pictures and videos. So pay attention to those because a lot of these temples are very sacred. So please be mindful of their rules and respect the sanctity of the temple. I feel so bad for these street vendors right now because it is raining really hard pretty much the entire day, so nobody's eating because there's no shade. So now I just came across this shaded pedestrian alley with a lot of food as well. I really feel bad for the outdoor street food vendors because right next to it is this shaded area, and when it's raining, everyone's here eating, and I see some games as well and some shopping area. This is my backup plan. I'm gonna check out the main street again to see if I can have some street food. And if it's really bad raining, I'm just gonna eat here instead. Because my initial plan was really to eat at Nakamisa Street, but I had to maybe potentially change plans because of the rain. It's too bad, but we'll see. This place, I think you get the fish here. So I am back at the Nakamisa Street. This old pedestrian street dates back to 8th century, and I'm just currently looking for foods that I can try. It's still very crowded, it's still rainy, so we'll see. Luckily there are some spots with some shaded areas. If you look at this, like part of the store has some shade, so at least I feel like I can eat something. We'll find out. So one thing I noticed is a lot of the food stalls in the street actually sell desserts more than like savory food. I might eat savory food first somewhere else and then check back here. There's some interesting things I saw here, like this red bean cake with some interesting machines. This one over here, and you can check them making it right now. There's that machine that automatically makes the cake. So I was wandering around the streets and I found this takoyaki stall which has like a small seating area, so it's my sign because I did want to try like street food, and takoyaki is one of my favorites. And I wasn't trying to look for like a traditional Japanese restaurant because I wanted to try like specific dishes, so this is perfect. So I got here 8 pieces takoyaki for 800 yen, which is around 800 Canadian dollars. And then they add the toppings on top when you order it. It's so good. I love that the ball is pretty big, and then there's big chunks of octopus, which is a must for me. Some takoyaki places you visit only puts like tiny pieces of octopus. This one has a good piece, and the filling is so good. So I looked at Google Maps because I saw they have Wi-Fi. So this restaurant is called Asakusa Takomaru, and interestingly enough, it's right on that same alley as where I had the matcha cream puff. But I was walking all over after I ended the Nakamisa Street, so I didn't even know I was on that same street where the cream puff is. Highly recommend trying it, especially if you love takoyaki. Some of the balls I had even had 2 pieces of octopus. So good. So I am back at the shaded area that I went to a while ago that I said was my backup plan. So now that I had some takoyaki, I'm now gonna try to see some of the desserts that I saw a while ago. But I also saw this fried food stall here. I'm not sure what to expect because it's all in Japanese, but it's fried food, so should be good. Got the goods. So this is very interesting. It's basically like a shrimp tempura that they squish into this fried thing. It was like 600 yen, so like $6. A little expensive for one piece of shrimp, but it was pretty interesting to see. So let's try. Very crispy. The batter is interesting. It's not the typical tempura batter anymore, and I feel like they had to do that because it's getting squished. Otherwise, the regular tempura batter would be very flaky and just crumble. This is very interesting, but I wouldn't say I'd pay it again. Like 600 yen is pretty expensive for like a piece of fried tempura. So I got here the matcha melon pan from Kagetsudo. This is such a popular spot. There's actually like lineups most of the time here, and I think it's very popular among celebrities. There's a bunch of like pictures with celebrities and autographs, so that might be why it's super popular. I'm not exactly sure who the celebrities are. If they're people I need to know, please let me know who they are, because I don't know who they are. So let's try. Actually really nice. The bun is like very crispy and crusty on the outside, but very soft and fluffy on the inside. And the matcha ice cream is nice and strong. The matcha was like 700 yen. So like 7 Canadian dollars. Personally, I think this was more worth it than the tempura, shrimp tempura thing that I got a while ago. So definitely check this out. I also like that they make it to order. So when you order, that's when they actually pipe the ice cream into the melon pan. So good. So I am here at Oimoyashin Koshin. It's this one with a lineup. It's supposed to be known for something like some sort of dessert snack that's been popular since 1876, so can't wait to try. So I am here at this street food stall on Nakamisa Street that specializes in Daigaku Imo, which is sweet potato candied yams. This is what it looks like, and I can't wait to try. I don't think I've ever had this before, at least the Japanese version. That's a mouthful. It's very nice. So inside it's really like mashed sweet potato, and then the exterior is, I feel like because it's not that fresh anymore, it's not like very crispy, but it has a nice like crisp to it. The overall bite isn't too sweet, because initially I was like, oh, candied yam, like sweet potato is already kind of sweet, and to make it candy might even be sweeter, but this was perfect. Again, going back to Japanese desserts not being too sweet, perfect for me. So another thing here is that you're not allowed to eat on the street, so most of the food stalls will actually have a sign saying that you're not allowed to eat while walking. Eat it at their stall. Luckily this stall has an awning so that you can eat like even though it's raining. So there are more desserts. I'm basically at the adjacent alley next to the Nakamisa Street, and there's more desserts, but I'm all desserted out. That's a problem, especially as a solo eater right here. Like, it's too many sweets, I can't do it. So in my quest to do more savory dishes, I ended up going to this yakitori bar called Yakitori Torikizoku. I actually wanted to visit this place in Shinjuku, but they were packed. So I'm glad I saw it in Asakusa, and I was able to find a seat. So what makes this place so amazing is that all the items here is 379 yen. Like any dish you get or any drink you get, it's 379 yen. So you know what you're paying for. It's a very reasonable price. So I got myself some dishes. You can only order 5 at a time so that you don't like overload the system, or you also don't like over order. So I got myself like 3 yakitori items, and one is like deep fried chicken skin chips, which I'm excited. I love chicken skin. And also, I got myself a drink. This is the Mega Lemon Sour, which they said is their original drink. So it even comes with this mega cup, 379. Cheers! That's very refreshing. It's like a carbonated lemonade, but with some alcohol in it. Very refreshing. And I'm also really loving the contactless experience here in Japan. Like, everything is so efficient and high-tech. So even at this bar, you basically just interface and place your order through the touch screen, and the server will just bring your drink, and that's it. So 2 of my dishes arrived. This here is the chicken skin chips. Let's try. Very crispy. Would go so well with beer, but it would also go well with my lemon sour because it's carbonated. It's actually nicely breaded, and the flavor is pretty good. And this other one here is the beef skewer with fruit and garlic. I'm not sure what fruit they use exactly, but let's try. Nicely grilled. I can taste the char on the beef. Very good. So the beef isn't overly tender, but for like 379 yen, you can't go wrong. The fruit adds some nice sweetness to it to balance the savoriness with the marination and the char. And I like that even though it's fruit, it's not like crazy sweet. It's just like a hint of sweetness. I still don't know what fruit they use, but it's good. So my entire meal has arrived. Check this out. I can't wait to begin. So this here is the chicken skirt. It's under the limited time menu. That's why I tried it. Let's try. Really love how they grilled the food here. Very tender. You have some sweetness to it, which I really like. It comes with this dip. Let's try. There's some spiciness to it. And then this one here is under their specialty Kizoku and it's the Thai and leek skewer. Let's try. So good. I do prefer this over the chicken skirt. Because the chicken skirt does have some chewiness to it, but the Thai is just super tender. The marinade is a little on the saltier side, so wash it down with some lemon sour. But they really grill their yakitori perfectly. That was such a good spot, and my total bill came to 1850 yen. And I made a mistake, it's 370 yen, all inclusive with tax. So worth it. Highly recommend checking it out, and it's where the locals hang, so you know it's good. Come explore and eat with me in Shibuya and Harajuku, two of Tokyo's Shibuya Ward's most popular neighborhoods. So I'm checked out and headed to my next hotel. This is awesome. So just right outside the Shiodome subway station is Park Hotel Tokyo. So I just checked in at Park Hotel Tokyo. This is a 4-star hotel that's on the Michelin Guide. This is super convenient right next to the Shimbashi subway station, which connects you to all sorts of lines. And pretty much when you exit the station, it's right there at the Shiodome Media Tower, high up on the 25th floor and above. This is my last hotel before I fly out, and I chose this hotel because it's very convenient. The Asakusa line goes direct from Shimbashi Station all the way to Narita Airport. So I just finished checking in, and right behind the check-in desk is the Executive Museum Lounge, and it is beautiful. You see the skyline views with the Tokyo Tower in the backdrop. And I love this lounge as well because you get to just enjoy some non-alcoholic drinks for free, but if you wanted alcoholic drinks, you can do so for a fee. So another cool thing is this is a art hotel. There are so many art here, over 400 pieces of art scattered throughout the hotel from the lobby, and each of the floors with the guest rooms all have art. And what's also unique is this is the first I've heard of it. They have artist rooms where each room is uniquely designed by an artist, and when you check in, which I did, they let you choose which room you want, showing you what art is in that room, based on availability though. And I chose the Edo Tokyo Artist Room, which is very fitting for my trip in Tokyo. So this is room 3111, Edo Tokyo. So it's a very nicely laid out space. Pretty compact, but they arranged the layout very nicely. Very nice design. You have the single bed here, like a small living area in the section, and then the working desk here. And then here there's coffee with kettle and tea. So this is so cool. This is the Edo Tokyo artwork by artist Hidetaka Furukawa. So you have all these elements of Tokyo here. Love that they also have foodie elements. Perfect for a traveling foodie like me. You have the sushi. There's tempura, noodles, unagi. Here you have the Tokyo Tower with on the skyline. Cherry blossoms. This is so beautiful. Here you have a map with 2 lanterns. I also love that you have these controls by the bed so you can control the light. Here you have the closet space with the luggage carrier, a safe, slippers at the bottom, hangers, and freshener. Let's check out the view. It kind of reminds me of the Tokyo Metropolitan Building where you get these beautiful skyscraper views. And look at this. We are so high up. Let's check out the washroom.
Oh, nice. So there's towel. There's a bathtub with shower. So they use bath amenities by Tan here. The sink. More bath amenities. Toilet. There's a hairdryer. Oh, the ceiling light is pretty cool. Oh, what's in here? Oh, the fridge. Oh, there's a water. Oh, nice. Complimentary mineral water. Wow, so the hallways on each floor actually has artwork, so it's kind of like an art exhibit on each floor. I also spotted a gallery room in my floor, so let's check it out. It's a really great way to admire some art while seeing some beautiful views of the city. For the Ghibli fans, this here is the NTV Big Clock designed by Hayao Miyazaki.
The next
Come explore and eat with me in Harajuku, Tokyo's fashionista neighborhood located in Shibuya. So I made it to Takeshita Street. This is Harajuku's most iconic pedestrian street. And it's a shopping street filled with over 100 boutique stores, street fashion, souvenir shops, and street food. It is super busy here, and this is on a Monday. I think because yesterday it was raining the entire day, so now everyone's just out and about. And it's a lot of like mix of locals and tourists. More tourists though, because it is such a popular street. Also, that massive cotton candy is also here. Then also this potato tornado, I keep seeing it around too. So I wasn't feeling the food I saw at Takeshita Street. A lot are like street food that aren't Japanese food, like crepes and the potato stick. I'm gonna check out Yoyogi Park for now and then see where I eat after. But I know Yoyogi Park is very popular park in Harajuku. And it's cherry blossom season, so I believe there's a spot there for cherry blossoms. So I am now inside Yoyogi Park, and don't mistake the entrance of Meiji Jingu Garden because they are right next to each other, but the garden is the one directly outside of the station. Yoyogi Park, you need to walk a little further, so don't mistake the two entrances. And I noticed they also have some food carts here for some street food, so maybe I'll be eating here. There are a lot of people here, like locals just enjoying the day, lounging on the lawns right here, having a picnic. Very nice to see. This park is massive, so be sure to check out the map to know where you want to go. So right now I'm headed towards the cherry blossom garden. So I've been walking quite a bit now. The spot where it said cherry blossom garden actually didn't have any. Luckily, I remember this guy telling me on Reddit that he found cherry blossoms at the park near the dog area. So I looked at the map and then walked towards it, and now I see, you can tell when there's cherry blossoms because then there's a group of people crowded in one area of the park, and I see it right here. I've been so lucky with the cherry blossoms, I'm so happy. So I found a spot. I am here at Kyushu Jangara Ramen. It's a quaint ramen spot near the subway station. But what I like is they also have the individual spaces, like you see the divider here. And they have garlic tonkotsu ramen that I'm very excited to try. So I have here their kabosha. And it's basically the creamy tonkotsu soup with fried garlic oil. And I basically got everything on it. They have multiple choices on what toppings you want. I got the 3A, which is everything, which has the chunks of pork, seasoned cod roe, and the eggs. I love how much garlic they put. You can literally see the black garlic swimming in the ramen. Let's try the soup. That is so rich, so creamy, so flavorful, and the garlic really adds that punch. So good. I'm gonna try the noodles. Thinner noodles, but
Nice chew. Oh, the pork is pretty tender. It already broke just with my chopsticks. Look at this beauty. So tender. Love the layers of fat and meat. Very good. So I would say that the egg is a little overcooked. It doesn't have the yolky texture anymore. But the marination is so good. There's not a lot of ramen places that put salted cod on the ramen, but it does add a nice salty dimension to it. This is really hitting the spot for me right now because it's been getting chilly here, and this just hits perfectly. That was really good. So now I'm on the main street from Harajuku that will go all the way to the Shibuya district, and I think it's around 15 to 20 minute walk. So by then I'll probably be hungry. So I should be getting close now. I can sense like more people, and there's more like stuff happening, like a lot of restaurants in a row. Like I just check this out. This is so cool. What alley am I on? So it says that I've made it to Miyashita Park. So I have reached the Shibuya subway station, and now there are so many people here. And first things first is I'm checking out the Shibuya Scramble Crossing, one of the busiest crossings or intersection in the world. I see this crossing up ahead. Oh no, people are moving. Oh, it's the Maricar. I did that in 2019. Behind me is the statue of Hachiko. He is a beloved and iconic Akita dog who waited for his owner, Professor Ueno. Professor Ueno died, and for 9 years he waited at the Shibuya station waiting for him until he also passed away. And that's why they have the statue right here. So this here is the Shibuya Center Guy, which is the street or alley that's right from the Shibuya Scramble Crossing, and it is bustling. This is such a bustling alley. Kinda reminds me of it's like Times Square. So I've been walking around trying to find a good place to eat, and I settled on this spot called Nakayoshi Namikibashi. This is around 15 minutes walk from Shibuya Station, so it's a little off the main strip of like the Shibuya Scramble and the Shibuya Center Alley. So it's more local, it's in a more quiet part of the neighborhood, and I'm very excited. They specialize in teishoku, which is Japanese set meal, so you get like your protein, your rice, and a couple of side dishes. I am so excited. It has arrived. Look at this. This is so awesome. So, a couple of things here. I got the grilled mackerel with sakyo miso set, and it comes with this grilled mackerel. There's a miso soup here. There's a vegetables. I think another set of veggies. Rice, and for rice you can choose like small, medium, large. I added a side of nanban chicken. It was like 2 pieces for 350 yen, and this entire mackerel set is 1350 yen. This is part of their limited time menu. That's why I was curious to try. They have other set meal menu. For example, a normal grilled mackerel I believe is like 1,000 yen. I'm gonna try the miso soup. It's not that hot, but it's still pretty good in this very, very chilly day. I'm gonna try a piece of the nanban chicken first while it's crispy. Look at this. It's so juicy. Crispy on the outside, juicy on the inside. And the tartar sauce is so good. Try the mackerel. Wow, that's really good. It doesn't taste fishy. Perfectly grilled. Very juicy inside. Look how nicely grilled this is. The saikyo miso glaze adds a nice like hint of sweetness to it to balance like the mackerel flavor in the grill. so perfect, so good. And what's also really cool here is you actually get free refills of rice. So if you're a strong eater or love rice, you would go nuts here. Come explore and eat with me in these 3 fun and delicious activities in Tokyo. Good morning and rise and shine, everyone. Today I'm doing breakfast here at Park Hotel Tokyo. They do breakfast a little differently here, so there's 2 parts to it. The first part is choosing your set menu. So there's an American breakfast menu and then there's a fresh morning menu. The fresh morning, you can pretty much call it like the Japanese menu because most of the dishes there are what people normally eat here in Japan. And then the second part is a buffet. In the buffet, you get your usual things like the orange juice, coffee, there's rice, miso soup, there's grilled fish, and then there's continental breakfast as well, like bacon and sausage. So I obviously wanted to try the fresh morning menu, so this is what it is. So it comes with the soy milk soup, fresh fruits right here, seasonal salad, and rice flour bread, which I kind of opened already, but I didn't try yet. Let's try. It's nice and fluffy, kind of like a dinner roll, but I also like that they gave it like warmed up already. Soy milk soup. This is really good. I like soy milk and I like that they didn't give this sweetened, so you can really taste the soy and it's really strong, which I really love. And for the American breakfast, you get your choice of eggs and then it would come with a side of vegetables. So I highly recommend sitting by the window. You have beautiful views while you're dining. And I love that they actually put the seats so that it's facing the window, as opposed to like normally they would put it on the sides, but here it's directly facing. So beautiful. So I also got some food from the buffet, and this one here is their grilled fish, and this time it's salmon. It's not like hot, but it's nicely grilled. And to contrast it, they also have smoked salmon. Sausage here. It's like the American style sausage. Bacon. Bacon is the American style. It's different from the one at Shiba Park Hotel, which is more like the thick cut bacon. And this one here is fish cake with grapeseed blossom. Oh, this is really good. Also got some miso soup here. And some coffee and orange juice, freshly squeezed. So they have just put the blinds up and the view is even more spectacular. You get more panoramic views. And another thing I noticed is they have matcha latte on the machine. So I had to try it. It's a little on the sweeter side, but you still get the taste of matcha, which I really like. And for a machine, it's really, really good. So today is my last day in Tokyo, and I'm gonna change it up a bit, and instead of doing a neighborhood, I'm actually gonna take you to 3 different experiences that I'll be doing. And I'm actually headed to my first one now, and it has something to do with sushi. So this sushi experience is pretty interesting because it's something I didn't plan. When I was in Sakura Hotel Ikebukuro, they were offering this for free because it's something they just introduced. So they said until April, hotel guests can actually experience this for free, and so that's why I decided to book myself and see what it's all about. So luckily, the place we're doing this experience is actually near Park Hotel Tokyo, which is why I asked Sakura Hotel whether I can do this experience after I've checked out, and they said yes. So it's very near the Shimbashi station, as you can see. So the experience is located here at Reiwa Academy Club, so I think it's on the 2nd floor. Let's go. So we're doing a sushi making class. I'm so excited. So I made a mistake. It's on the 3rd floor and this is very interesting. I don't know what to expect since I've never done sushi making and this is a new experience. And when you come in, they let you choose the kimono if you want to wear. So I got this black one How does it look? So after a quick introduction, we started off with watching a presentation in the TV on the history of sushi and some demonstration. And then afterwards, Chef Hide did a live demonstration on how to make it. So we're now starting with the rolled sushi. So how does this look? So now we slice.
It's lovely.
So now we basically just continue doing nigiri for the rest. And now for the best part, it's time to eat. Itadakimasu. Gotta start with the scallop first because it's my favorite. This was such a fun experience. I highly recommend trying it. It's such a fun way to experience making sushi and eating it too. So I am currently at the Shimbashi subway station inside the train, and I'm headed toward Shinteyosu station, and that's because I'm checking out teamLab Planets. Tourism Tokyo actually gave me a ticket to check it out. It's because the teamLab Planets currently has new attractions, and I have actually never been to a teamLab attraction before, so this would be a first for me, and I'm so excited. Okay, so I just got off the station and it's literally right across from the station, so it's very convenient. So I'm in with my ticket now, but there's still a lineup to actually enter the building. So this is very interesting. When you first enter, there are locker rooms and you're supposed to remove your shoes and stuff and just walk barefoot. And that's because you're going to be wet. So once you enter, there are 4 areas: water, forest, garden, and open air. You go to water and you're literally walking on like waterfalls all the way up. And that's why you can't have your shoes. And now I'm in this area where they let you wipe off your wet feet and go continue towards the water area. I love that for each room that you enter, there's a description on what to expect and a background behind it. It is super dark here. It's really hard to take content, but just enjoy the ride. Wow, this is so trippy. It's like 360 degree. You're not even sure where you're walking anymore. For this next one, they asked us to put our pants all the way to our knees because we're gonna get wet. It's water. So here we're actually immersing with art because as we're moving with our feet, the art, like the fish art, is actually moving around us. So this room here is filled with balloons. Wow, this is so cool. So that was so much fun. I've left water for now and I'm headed towards forest. This next one is very interactive. You can actually catch animals using the app, and if you don't want to download the app on your phone, they will let you rent a phone with the app. And let's try. This is so cool, the bouncing balls. Forest was so much fun, and it's very interactive and quite a bit of workout actually. So be sure you're okay to play the game. Some of them can be quite hard, but some are just very easy and fun. My favorite was the bouncy ball thing where you try to reach the end by jumping on the same colored balls. And the hardest, I believe, is the one that's like a treetop trekking where you're climbing on these bars that are suspended. That one is hard. So I am now here at the third area, which is the garden, and I'm not sure what these are set up here. Looks kind of like eggs. Oh, it turns out that part wasn't garden, so I'm now heading into garden. Wow, it is so trippy. The floor is also mirrored, so it's like gardens up and down. So finished garden, that was pretty fun. But garden is probably the smaller out of the three. It's actually only one installation. And the last part is open air, and you actually get to pass through this cafe as well, where you can have like ramen, tea, and stuff like that. And look at the line now coming in. That's a long line, so you actually want to try arriving earlier if you can, because it was much shorter when I arrived. So there are some artworks in the open air as well, like the Orchid Glass House, which I'm checking out now. Oh, so it turns out the Orchid Glass House and the other one inside is actually for the vegan restaurant. So that's about it for open air. And that pretty much wraps up Teamlab Planets. And it was such a great experience. Like, it was so much fun, very creative. I love the interactiveness as well. A lot of wow moments, especially when you first go into the rooms. Highly recommend like taking it all in first on your own before taking out your camera so that you can visualize it yourself first. So I am now back at Park Hotel Tokyo for my last activity of the day. I am here at Hana Sansho. This is the Japanese restaurant in Park Hotel Tokyo, and what's special about the experience here is kaiseki cuisine originated in Kyoto, but you can try kaiseki right here in this restaurant without traveling to Kyoto. So their menu is broken down with like kaiseki, set menu, and a la carte. As well as for drinks, there's a lot of variety from recommended cocktails from staff. Some cocktails are even made by the staff themselves, and I'm actually trying one of them. And then there's Japanese whiskey, Japanese wine, Japanese sake, Japanese beer. So a lot of Japanese drinks that you can try here. I started with one of the staff recommended drinks, and then I feel like I'm gonna switch to sake paired with my kaiseki. So for my kaiseki, I chose the Hana Sansho kaiseki. That's the kaiseki with the most courses, and most of it is seafood, which I'm all down for. There was a chef's recommended kaiseki, but when I was looking at some of the courses, I actually had some of them already at Chiba Park Hotel, which is also their sister hotel. So that's why I opted to do Hana Sansho, which makes sense as well since it's their namesake kaiseki, so it should be the best one you can try. So the views at this restaurant is spectacular. I highly recommend getting a seat by the window. So this here is the Japanese pepper shochu with soda asuka. Wow, and that's refreshing. So they actually add some yuzu zest there, which adds a nice refreshing touch. And this is actually the cocktail made by the staff, so kudos. So they also gave the menu here for what I'm having tonight. So one thing about kaiseki is it's a multi-course menu with a specific structure. So unlike tasting menu or omakase where you usually know what you're getting or the chef can be very creative with what they're making, in kaiseki it's kind of fixed and very traditional. So for example, some of the courses you will always get are like sashimi, you will always get grilled dish, you will always get a simmer dish, a fried dish. So those category of dishes are always fixed. So we're starting off with the starters here. The starter they gave is simmered tofu, and then there's fava beans, there's salmon roe, there's crab meat, and then there's cherry blossom pickles. Let's try. The tofu gives that like silkiness, creaminess, and then you get that burst of saltiness from the roe. The crab meat gives that like texture when you're eating into it. Very good. And what's also great with kaiseki, I forgot to point out, is that it is very seasonal. So the courses you get is based on the season, seasonal ingredients and stuff like that. So for example, it's March season, so it's sakura season. That's why some of the courses I'm getting have sakura in them. But even like the seafood you're getting, the meat you're getting, and the produce, all are based on the season. So if you come here like every season, you will be trying different dishes because the menu will always be different. So next up over here is the clear soup. So what they have here is boiled fat greenling with bamboo shoots. I'm actually not too familiar with greenling, and they said it's a type of fish. Let's try. Let me try the soup first. Okay, the soup is very comforting. It's very light, but very, still pretty flavorful. I see the greenling. Okay, it's a very light white fish, but you do taste the fish. They also said there's a wild vegetable, and I believe it's this one. So now we are on the sashimi course, and it comes with 3 sashimi. This is sea bream, this is barracuda, and this is bluefin tuna. I'm excited. And it also comes with like radish here, shiso leaf. There's 3 pieces of the sea breams. I'm gonna start with that. Get some wasabi, and it's freshly grated wasabi, which is very important. It's so fresh. Let's try the barracuda. I like that they actually gave barracuda because it's not very common. Like I've had it before, but not a lot of restaurants serve it. And it's lightly grilled on the side. Very, very nice. Now it's time for tuna, one of my favorites. Wow, it just melts. It's so good. So now we're doing the sea bream with the shiso leaf. The shiso leaf adds another dimension. So good. So now I have a new drink here. I searched it up and did sake because it will go well for my next course, which is the grilled dishes. And this is fun. So when I got sake, they actually delivered like a tray of different sake cups and then asked me to choose. I chose this one because it's the only one with red in it, and for me red is lucky, so I want red. So I got myself the Senkin sake because it's supposed to pair well with everything, and it's a staff recommendation. So since I'm doing kaiseki, I wanted a sake that would go well with all the other courses I'll be having. This sake is from the Toshige Prefecture. Wow, okay. This is actually a very different sake that I've ever tasted. Like, there are actually citrus notes that is very refreshing with acidity. And there's also umami, so aside from the rice, you get all those other flavors on top. Wow, this is really good. And honestly, like, It's very easy to drink. Like some people don't like the taste of just rice on sake, but this is very easy. You will love it, and I can see why it will go well with just about any dish, just because of how simple and easy it is to drink with the refreshing acidic notes. Wow, this plate looks amazing, and there's quite a bit of things here. So there's grilled cherry salmon right here. There's pepper. There's wheat gluten bread with miso. There's butter burr leaf with sakura shrimp, which is pretty interesting. I've never heard of sakura shrimp. And then there's marinated sea bream sushi here. And then there's firefly squid. I've only had it in like sushi form before, so it's like raw, but this is like cooked, so I'm very interested in trying that. Pond smelt right here. There's a vinegared seaweed right here. So I'm gonna start with the firefly squid. It's actually really good. The squid flavors are very pronounced. Sweetened boiled pond smelt. Wow, that's a nice sweet, hint of sweet, not very sweet. You get the saltiness from the smelt. Nice contrast of sweet and salty. Let's try the sakura shrimp. I'm gonna try the shrimp first. Oh wow. Even though like they're tiny shrimp, it actually tastes really strong. Very good. And this here is the red sea bream sushi. Wow, that was not what I expected with sushi. The bottom part isn't rice. It basically like crumbled when I ate it, but wow, it is so delicious. Let's try this miso wheat gluten bread. It has a very nice chew. Kinda reminds me of mochi. Love this. It's like an umami bomb. The miso is so good. Pepper. Let's try the vinegared mozuku seaweed. So very different. It's not the seaweed I was thinking of. It's very stringy. Look at this. Okay, let's try. Wow, it's very viscous and kind of reminds me of like, it has like the jellyfish texture, so it's really not the seaweed I was expecting. Very, very interesting. Then let's try the grilled cherry salmon. The skin is perfectly grilled crispy. I love it when they do that to salmon skin, because salmon skin, a lot of people throw it away, but it is so good, especially when you make it crispy. And this one is cherry blossom cheese jelly. Very interesting. Let's try. Very creamy. It's not like the gelatin jelly type of texture, it's more like a mousse type of jelly. But what's good is like the cheese isn't too strong that it overpowers the sakura, because sakura flavor is very subtle. So here you actually taste the sakura and the cheese, both very subtle, but combined it's very interesting. So we are now in the simmered dish course, and this is shrimp wrapped in lily burb bun. So look at this. Let me lift it up. It's very interesting. Look at this bun. And then there's some sauce here as well. Let's try. Oh, and this is very interesting. Kind of tastes like taro. And then inside you get the shrimp. Wow. That's very interesting. So I asked this, I've never heard of lily burb bun before, so I asked what if it was taro, and it turns out it's a mix of sweet potato and potato starch and combined with lily bulbs, and they basically like mix it and mash it all up. Very interesting. And the sauce is green pea sauce basically, and then it comes with this thing here is wheat gluten, the side of like a sakura shape. Very interesting. I guess that's why I thought it was taro, because the sweet potato does add that sweetness taste, which taro also has. Very interesting, very unique. So now we are in the deep fried dish course, and here we have tempura. So here it's a shrimp wrapped in cherry blossom leaf tempura. And this one here is ostrich fern, which I think is fiddleheads. And then here, I forgot the name, but server said it's a wild vegetable in Japan that only grows during the spring. Talk about seasonality. And then there's matcha salt right here. Obviously, I'm gonna try the shrimp first. It's so juicy. Very crispy. Even though it's not like the tempura where you see the batter, it's actually pretty crispy. And I actually like that the batter is very, very thin so that it doesn't really like fill you up, or it doesn't take away from the actual like shrimp and the vegetables. Let's try with the matcha salt. Wow. That one's really good. It's very tender, like it basically like melted when I bit into it. Wow. The ostrich fern has more like has more like texture when you're eating it. I'm loving the contrast of the 3 different tempura. So now we are at the extra dish course, and it's an interesting mix of pen shell, a type of saltwater clam, and there's squid, and there's white asparagus, and herbs. Let's try. I'm gonna try each on its own first. I don't think I've had pen shell before, but it's very delicious. It has a soft chew, so it's not very, very chewy, but you get the nice bite, and the flavor is really good. Then let's try the Ika. If you eat the pen shell side by side with the Ika, you will see the difference of how tender the pen shell is compared to the Ika, because the Ika you actually need to like chew. Then white asparagus. I'm gonna combine both. It's an interesting combination when you combine, like one is easier to bite than the other. So this is the last dish on the savory portion of the kaiseki. This is kettle cooked bamboo shoot and stewed beef rice. And wow, like they actually brought a whole kettle. So there's a lot of rice left, even though they put some already here. So if I'm still hungry, which I think I am, I'll probably be finishing that kettle. And then it also comes with miso soup and Japanese pickles. Let's try. It is so fragrant and flavorful. Aside from the beef actually like getting spread around the rice, I like that there are still chunks of beef so that you feel like you have like toppings. And the bamboo shoot also acts as like toppings because you also get chunks of it. And it is so good. Like the rice is super moist, very fragrant, very flavorful on its own. Like you can eat the rice on its own and be happy. It's that good. So let us try the miso soup. Okay, so it is like richer and darker than traditional miso soup. And there's also, I think they are like fish cake wraps, like thin layers of fish cakes, like these ones over here. And there's also like, I think seaweed as well. Very nice. So, you know I'm not a fan of pickles in general, but I'll try the Japanese pickles. Still not for me, but it is more doable for me than regular pickles. Like it's not as sour as it is. So you know what? I'll actually just dump it in my rice and mix everything. So at least my my rice will have veggies in it too. I think that's the perfect solution for me. So now I can have like rice, pickles, and veggies. So I was curious about the miso soup. Yes, I don't think I've had this anywhere outside Japan before. So I asked like, why is it like richer and darker? And she said it's actually they use red miso, and that's why it's darker, because normally like a regular miso would be like yellowish, and because it's red miso, it gives that like reddish brown color, and the flavor is more pronounced, more rich and dark. So now it's time for dessert, and they have dessert of the day, and it's a plate of fruits. There is strawberry, melon, and orange. Oh wait, it's actually not an orange, it's citrus jelly. It's so unique, but it actually looks like the actual fruit from afar. So let's try the jelly. Wow. It actually tastes like you're eating the fruit in jelly form. Very special. Strawberry. Those are very sweet strawberries. Wow. The melon is so juicy and soft. When I put it in my mouth, it just exploded. Wow, so good. So I made a mistake. So it turns out the fruits is just pre-dessert fruits, but it wasn't on the menu, so I thought that was the dessert of the day. This is the dessert of the day. It's cherry blossom sponge cake. Look at this. It also comes with a side of like matcha. Let's try. The sponge cake is so good. Like it's so bouncy, so spongy. The texture is perfect. The cherry blossom mousse is pretty nice, but the sakura is quite subtle, so the sponge cake can overpower the sakura if you ate it together because of how thick the sponge cake is. But I highly recommend trying the mousse on its own first so that you can actually taste the sakura. So let's try the matcha now. Okay. This is some very rich matcha. Like, it's very earthy, very umami. And honestly, like, I love very strong matcha, so this is perfect for me. But if you're someone who doesn't like the very, very grassy taste of matcha, this might not be for you. But this is really the kind of perfect matcha if you want strong matcha. And now for my nightcap, this is their most popular dessert cocktail. It's called sweet potato dessert cocktail. Sounds very interesting. So there's actually like roasted sweet potato shochu, black sesame, milk, and advocaat, which I've never heard of before, but it's a Dutch alcoholic drink. Wow, okay. That is very, very interesting. It's cold because I think they kind of blended the sweet potato with ice. So it has the creamy, icy texture with the sweet potato, and you get that sweetness from the sweet potato. But then you also get the alcohol hitting from the shochu and the advocaat. I'm surprised that even though there's like sweet potato, there's syrup, and there's the Dutch alcoholic beverage that I think also has syrup, it's actually not that sweet. Like, I've had sweeter dessert cocktails. This is probably on the lower end of the sweetness. It's really, really good, especially if you like sweet potato. I highly recommend that. And also, I'm pretty sure this is the first time I've had a sweet potato based cocktail. So it's definitely a unique cocktail. If you're a cocktail lover looking for something new to try, highly recommend this. But wait, there's more. So I was still kind of hungry, and luckily there's something on the a la carte menu that really caught my eye. Grilled Omi beef. So I've never had Omi beef before, but Omi is one of the top 3 Wagyu brands in Japan. And Omi is actually from the Shiga prefecture where Lake Biwa is. Lake Biwa is the largest lake in Japan. And because of the lake, the natural environment is perfect for raising cattle, which is why Omi beef is one of the top. So basically the grass that the cows eat all grow from water from the lake, and the water that the cow drinks is also water from the lake. And that's why it's just conducive for Wagyu. And I'm so excited because I've never had Omi beef before. You only have two options on the menu. One is sirloin and one is tenderloin. So of course I did the tenderloin, and let's dig in. Oh, and another cool thing is it comes in this lava stone, hot lava stone, to grill the wagyu. And this lava stone is from Mount Fuji. So another thing is it comes with soy sauce, lemon, and there's wasabi here as well. And when I asked how best to do it, she actually said to like drizzle the lemon, and you can mix the wasabi onto the soy sauce and then dip. But I definitely want to try on its own first. And I always appreciate when the grilled meat comes with stone, because it means that the food will still be hot, and also you can cook it to your doneness. Like if you want it like more well done, you can keep cooking it on the stone. So, but me, I prefer like medium rare to medium, so this is perfect. It's so juicy and so tender. It has like less marbling because it's tenderloin and not ribeye, but wow. It's even hard to tell that there's no marbling because it just melts when you eat it. It's so good. The lemon actually helps bring out the beef flavors. Try some. Try soy sauce with wasabi. I'm less of a fan. The wasabi adds saltiness, but I feel like you don't need it with the wagyu because you want to taste the beef flavors. And I feel like if you add soy sauce, the saltiness actually like can take over the beef. So I'll stick to just this, and I already squeezed the lemon. So good. So if you're looking to try Omi beef, this is a great spot because I personally don't see a lot of like restaurants that serve Omi beef. Normally when I see wagyu, it's like Kobe beef or Matsusaka or Miyazaki. So this is a pretty good find if you want to try a different kind of wagyu or specifically Omi beef. This has been such an amazing dinner, and I hope this gives you an idea on what it's like to dine at Hanasan Show and to enjoy a traditional Kyoto-style kaiseki right here in Tokyo. And now it's time for me to head to the airport. And what's great is this hotel is connected directly to the subway that will take me to the Asakusa line heading straight to Narita. Until next time, Japan. It's snowing outside, so it's super convenient that I'm just walking underground the entire time. I made it! Yes! So I am here at the Koku Lounge in Narita Terminal 2, and it is beautiful here. There is your typical lounge section that is like casual and stuff, and in the middle there are like drink stations for like beer, wine, and your espresso machine. And what I love is your espresso machine has matcha espresso as well, which is what I got here. And then if you go to the other side, there's a food gaming section, and the food gaming is where I am right now, and it is beautiful. It's decked out with all these like gaming related toys. There's actually arcade games that you can play, and there's like a buffet section with hot station like karaage, noodles and stuff like that. The best part is there is a made to order menu as well, and that's part of the lounge. So I actually got the miso ramen from the menu, and I can't wait to try. And I also got the chicken karaage from the hot station. So even though I already ate the breakfast buffet at Park Hotel Tokyo, I still had to try this because it looks amazing. Let's try. This is the matcha espresso. Oh, okay. This is really good. So this one actually you get the strong taste of matcha that I like. It's not like the one in Park Hotel Tokyo where it's more sweet. And what's good is since I had espresso, it gives it that like caffeine jolt. And now let's try the ramen. I'm gonna try the soup first. They're very good for airport lounge ramen. I'm so glad I didn't even bother checking out the other restaurants. Yes, I didn't know they would make like fresh ramen here. Really good. And it comes with, I think there's chicken here. Very nice, and they actually grill the chicken, so it's really, really tasty and flavorful. There's also like bamboo shoots, scallions. This hits the spot. I'm so glad I tried. It's so good. Let's try the chicken karaage. So even though it's been kind of sitting already, it's not hot anymore, but it's still crispy, it's still juicy, and still pretty tasty. And that's a wrap for my time in Tokyo. I hope this gives you an idea on what it's like to spend 8 days in Tokyo, visiting all the different neighborhoods and trying some amazing food and some very fun activities. If you want more Tokyo videos, please let me know which neighborhood you want to see next, or if you want me to check out Japan, let me know which city or prefecture I should check out. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.